like you. Be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Diorpop Purple Heart. Today, we're diving into something soft, something intimate, something that doesn't need loud words to be understood. Because when it comes to Jimin and Jungkook of BTS, it's never about grand gestures, it's about the quiet moments that make your heart pause. The way they stand a little closer. The way their eyes meet for just a second too long. The way comfort seems to wrap around them even in the middle of chaos. ARMY has witnessed their journey for years, from shy beginnings to a bond that feels unshakable. And tonight, we're going to talk about those intimate moments that didn't need explanations, because you could feel them. So sit back, get comfortable, and let's talk about the kind of connection that speaks without words. In a world filled with flashing lights, roaring crowds, and perfectly rehearsed performances, what often lingers the longest are the quiet moments. The subtle glances. The gentle smiles. The way two people instinctively gravitate toward each other without even thinking. Over the years in BTS, Jimin and Jungkook have shared countless interactions that feel deeply personal, not loud, not dramatic, but intimate in the most natural way. And it's those moments that have left ARMY feeling emotional again and again. From shy beginnings to unshakable comfort. In the early debut days, their dynamic carried a hint of shyness. Jungkook, the youngest, often seemed reserved, quietly observing the world around him. Jimin, warm and expressive, tried in his own gentle ways to bridge the gap. Sometimes it came through playful teasing. Sometimes through lingering closeness during practice. Over time, that initial awkwardness melted into something softer, a comfort that only grows when two people spend years side by side. From long nights in practice rooms to exhausting world tours, they learned each other's rhythms. They didn't need full conversations. A glance was enough. A small nod could say everything. What makes this evolution so touching is that fans witnessed it in real time. It wasn't instant. It was built, slowly, sincerely. Eye contact that speaks without words. 4. On stage, in front of tens of thousands of fans, there are moments when everything seems to disappear except the space between them. Jimin often looks for Jungkook in the middle of choreography, and when their eyes meet, there's a softness that appears almost instinctively. Jungkook, known for his intense focus during performances, sometimes breaks into the smallest smile when Jimin is near. It's not exaggerated. It's subtle. But that subtlety makes it feel even more genuine. Fans often call these silent conversations. A brief eye lock during a high note. A playful smirk before moving to the next formation. A shared laugh when something unexpected happens. No microphones are needed. The understanding is already there. And somehow, even across a massive stadium, that connection feels incredibly close. The comfort of a gentle embrace. 4. Some of the most intimate moments happen when emotions overflow. During encore stages, when tears mix with gratitude, they naturally find each other. There have been concerts where Jungkook's voice trembled, overwhelmed by the crowd's love. And almost instantly, Jimin moved closer, a hand resting gently on his back, a quiet embrace that lasted just a second longer than expected. Not for the cameras. Not for performance. Just reassurance. And there were times when Jimin himself looked emotional, and Jungkook would step in without hesitation. A soft pull into a hug. A protective arm around his shoulders. It's never dramatic. It's tender. Those embraces feel safe. Like a silent promise that no matter how overwhelming the world becomes, they won't face it alone. The little gestures that feel personal. 4. Intimacy isn't always about emotional intensity. Sometimes it's about laughter. Behind the scenes, during variety shows or casual live streams, they often share inside jokes that leave them giggling while others look confused. Jungkook might whisper something into Jimin's ear, and Jimin immediately bursts into laughter. Or Jimin might lightly nudge Jungkook's shoulder, and Jungkook responds with that familiar shy grin. There's a certain ease in how they stand close together. How their shoulders brush naturally. How they instinctively wait for one another before exiting a stage. These are small things, almost invisible unless you're paying attention. But they add up. They create a pattern. A rhythm of closeness that feels lived in and real. Growing up side by side. Spending more than a decade together under global scrutiny is no small thing. They entered the industry as teenagers and grew into adults while the world watched every move. They faced pressure, expectations, and exhaustion. Yet through all those changes, their dynamic never felt forced. It evolved, deepened, matured. What once looked playful and youthful gradually gained a layer of quiet stability. That's what touches so many hearts. It's not about labels or assumptions. It's about consistency. The way they still gravitate toward each other after all these years. The way comfort remains visible even as they've both grown stronger individually. Why ARMY feels so emotional watching them. The intimacy people sense between Jimin and Jungkook isn't about grand declarations. It's in presence. In attentiveness. In the way they respond to each other's energy without hesitation. It's the softness in Jungkook's eyes when Jimin laughs. It's the protective way Jimin sometimes stands just a little closer. It's the shared warmth that feels unscripted and unguarded. Fans are moved not because of what is said, but because of what is felt. In a fast-paced industry filled with performances and personas, their quiet moments stand out. They feel human. Genuine. Vulnerable. And maybe that's the real reason ARMY continues to be touched by them, because beneath the stage lights and global fame, there is a connection that looks steady, caring, and deeply comfortable. Not loud. Not exaggerated. Just two souls who seem to understand each other without needing to try. And sometimes, that kind of closeness speaks louder than anything else. And maybe, that's what makes it all so unforgettable. The quiet closeness. The gentle smiles. The way Jimin and Jungkook seem to find each other even in the loudest rooms. Over the years with BTS, we've seen countless performances, interviews, and behind-the-scenes clips. But it's never just about choreography or harmonies. It's about presence. It's about comfort. It's about the subtle reassurance they give each other without needing to say a word. Whatever name people choose to give their bond, what truly matters is the warmth and sincerity we can see. The mutual respect. The support. The way they've grown side by side under the same spotlight, yet still managed to keep something soft and genuine between them. And maybe that's why ARMY feels so emotional watching them, because in a world that moves so fast, their connection feels steady. Thank you for spending your time with me here on Diorpop. If this touched your heart even a little, don't forget to like, share, and tell me in the comments which Jimin and Jungkook moment made you the most emotional. Purple Heart. See you in the next story.